A mini crane or camera jib is a wonderful tool to make cinematic shots. You can go up and down, left and right, but let's think out of the box. Here are 5 creative tricks with a mini crane. The first trick is a dynamic point of view shot. Very typical for a fight scene is where the two enemies walk in a circle and look at each other. They usually do this to warm up and impress the other person. With a mini crane, we can point the camera to the inside and have the actress push the jib while she is running in a circle. And as she looks into the camera during this medium shot, we get a nice point of view shot from the enemy. The next trick is called the reveal shot. Here we'll tighten the friction of the tilt, if your jib is capable of doing that. We are using the M13 from iFootage, and you can find a review video about that one in the cards up there. Start with an empty shot and let your actress enter the camera frame. As we've got a profile shot now of Kim, she's looking far into the distance. She is seeing something interesting perhaps. But we're keeping that as a surprise to the viewer until she walks further. On this point, we pan with the mini crane to follow her, which will reveal the area she was looking at. Remember when you get an idea and yell, "Eureka"? Well, the next jib trick is all about that. Right now, Kim is laying down on the ground. We had to go inside for that because Kim didn't want to lay down on the outdoor ground. She has her eyes closed and her eyebrows frowning because she's thinking, trying to find a solution to her problem. And that solution will fall from the sky. We've got the mini crane positioned above her, with the camera pointing down on her. Now there are solutions to focus track while doing this movement, but it won't be that easy. So you could always set the focus point on the ending position, and then make your shot go from out of focus to focus. Fastly push down the jib until you end in a close-up. When the final position comes, Kim opens her eyes and smiles as she got a solution. Now I must warn you to be careful with this trick, and also give it several takes to practice the movement. The fourth trick is very simple, but it gives a great result. When thinking about jibbing, the first thing we do is making big movements from below to the sky, which always ends up in an establishing shot. But you can also use this technique in a more medium or even close-up shot. The idea is to isolate the actress for a more dramatic feeling. Kim is sitting in the car and she's very tense. At a certain point she steps out of the car during this medium shot. But we keep her in the frame and aggressively lift the camera. Now this technique can be done with every movement. The idea is to keep your subject always in a close shot with the up and down and left and right movement that we get with a mini crane. And then the last trick is for everyone who wants to be an illusionist. What we'll do is put the camera very close to the ground and make the lens aim to the sky. This works best with a wide-angle lens, and the idea is to give the impression that the camera is laying on the ground. But then Kim walks into the frame and sees a camera laying down. She picks up the camera while tilting the head. Now this can only be done with a pan and tilt head on your jib. Make sure everything sits very loose and ask your actress to extra push the camera while she's holding it, because we want to give the impression that the camera shot is handheld. Now when Kim tries to make a selfie, she puts the camera perfectly stable and steps backwards to take her picture. Magic. Or in other words, just a mini crane trick. And so we've learned some new creative camera tricks. If you'd like to see more of this, then subscribe to learn new tricks every week. And we've also done a full review on this mini crane that we used. Click in the video here on my left to see that one. Thank you so much for watching, and stay creative.